I hey y'all too.
Get in the box. This is your friend.
Not a rice,
Live at 225, man. We are back in the building.
Absolutely, man. It's your boy Dro.
DC.
20 G's.
Armani B.
And, and we have a very special guest in the building with us, man. This man to the right of me, he's an MC, and he can also teach you niggas how to rap because he's an educator.
Yeah, he can't just learn you. He's a learn you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I probably said that all wrong for English.
We know what you meant, though.
Right. Teach you stuff expeditiously.
Yeah. Go ahead. Shout yourself out, bro.
I appreciate it, man. It's Kimini Smith, man. I go by Mr. Smith is the stage name.
Yeah, man. What's going on, brother? How you feeling today?
I'm great, man. I'm blessed, brother. I feel well, man. Things are going well, you know, and just trying to keep a level head and keep grinding, man, because I don't really talk about a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, but like, you know, I'm used to these late nights truly because really, bro, I started going back to school, you know, and you know, people can make some noise for that. Like nobody truly knows for real, but chunk it. I'm gonna tell the world. Like I'm actually working on my doctorate degree, man, right now. So
wax off and this shit. You know
Excellence.
Daniel son, you know what I'm saying? The teacher is down this year, Mr. Miyagi, yeah.
For sure.
The teacher is down.
You said you can get doctor. What school are you attending?
I go to Youngstown State, man, full time.
No doubt, no doubt.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. So for those who don't know, man, like, you know what I'm saying, not only are you like a hip hop lyricist, you know what I'm saying, that's been like quoted next to like the likes of Common and things of that sort, but you also are like, you know what I'm saying, just an everyday local Spider-Man, man, you know what I'm saying? The guy that teach kids and get everybody together, man. So like, tell us about yourself.
Well, shoot, born and raised Akron, Ohio. Come from a basketball family.
Yeah.
My pops went to South High School. Shout out Pops, Kenny Smith. So when people hear that name, they like, oh, Kenny Smith was your dad? You know what I'm saying? So,
That's over there by Krispy Kremes in Akron, Ohio. Who those, right? You know what I'm saying?
Say that
South
one
High
more time.
School? Yeah, Krispy Kreme. You know what I'm saying? That's where the South was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's where West is. West across the street from Krispy Kreme, but South is Miller.
Yeah.
The old Miller South.
Okay,
yeah. Come from a basketball family.
Yes,
I'm actually an avid bowler, though. You know what I'm saying? So if you seen my logo, you'll see me in the finishing position, like with my leg behind me. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't hit myself. That's truly what that's for. But basically, for real, I come from Akron. Went to Akron Public Schools. Went to one school outside of Akron Public Schools, but born and raised Akron, Ohio, from the West Side. You know, grew up on Store Avenue. You know, my parents still live over there.
Yeah, I was right on the corner of the Store and Grand.
Store and Peckham, man. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Educator. Taught for like 8 years. Shot a video at Bookto. In like 2016, maybe, I think. 2016 or 17. And from there, I never stopped doing music. But also, after teaching, I'm like, man, I need something different. So I went into principalship. Like I had my license and I'm like, let me just apply to some jobs and see what happens. So I moved to Dayton to take my first principal job last year. So y'all was reaching out, which I appreciate. It just was kind of hard, you know what I mean, coming here because really you need that weekend to recharge, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. So most definitely.
And I didn't come back to Akron every week. So bowler, you know, lyricist, educator, principal, trying to really combine all of those in one. And still create my own lane, you know what I mean, and be authentic to myself. So,
man, the many hats right there.
Yeah.
So as far as rap is concerned, who influenced your style, bro? Because I see you have a focus on lyricism.
I think a lot of people influence my style. Like I got an older brother and sister, so you know I listen to the E40s and the No Limit era, the Cash Money, the C-Bowls. I feel like Akron is very well-rounded on the music side.
Yeah.
And so not only were my siblings well-rounded, but like my cousins, like, you know what I mean? Like my cousin listened to the Jacka. You know what I mean? He put me onto the Jacka, like Nate Dogg, the Bay Area.
East Coast.
Specifically for me though, like I was saying earlier, like two of my favorite MCs, Dead, Soulja Slim. You probably would never think that hearing my music, you know what I'm saying? Alive, Styles P. You know what I mean? And I got the song with Sal. So
Yeah, hell yeah. And I was gonna just say that, like y'all two share the connection, man.
Yeah, I got the joint
y'all
with
both
Jada,
got
you got the joint with
Locks
Stop.
feature on
That's
the
crazy, too.
album and shit. Jada Kiss
on
on my guy Dro's album,
be hard.
and then over there we got Styles P, man. So like, not only were you like, not only did you get the Styles P verse, but like I heard there was a crazy story behind how you got it.
Man, I wouldn't say it's a crazy story, but I mean, it's a story with everything. Basically, one of the producers, super producer, platinum producer, Dwayne The Rock, shout out to him. He actually reached out to me because he seen a game, which was a video that I uploaded on the Coast to Coast website. Yeah. And I used to put my videos in their contests, their video showcases. You know what I mean? So he called me one day randomly Sunday. I remember it was a Sunday. He called me. My phone was dead, and I believe he left me a voicemail. And he was like, you know, it's Dwayne The Rock, I seen one of your videos. Make a long story short, I calls him, and we have a conversation. I buy a track from him, but the very last few things he said was, who your favorite rapper? You know what I'm saying? I was like, Styles. He like, you know I could make that happen. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? Kind of kept it in my mind. Couple years later, actually, nobody knows this, and I probably haven't shouted him out, so it's a perfect time to shout him out now. Shout out to the other Kimini in Akron, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Sosa. Shout out to Sosa. Sosa actually hit me up like, bruh, you could get Styles, bro? Like, what are you doing? Right? So I used my taxes to get the Styles feature. So real talk. So I sent the bread to, matter of fact, Dwayne The Rock called Styles on three-way. I introduced myself, was able to talk to Styles. It was all love, all business. Sent him the bread. 5 hours later, Dwayne The Rock like, check your email. I'm like, this boy Styles, bro. I'm about to have a track with Styles. It's so much to the story, but I think another important part that I would like to bring up is people that help with the story. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I ain't shout them out or they ain't get the accreditation that they deserve. Shout out to D Hart, because around that time, I was gonna use an old verse, right? On the Styles joint. He like, bro,
don't you ever,
man, you not about to use that old verse, bro. You about to write something and destroy. I'm like, oh yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I did that, you know, and you know, I think personally my verse is solid. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little background to it. You know, it's more. Because I actually met Styles then a couple years after that. And now that was a crazy night, man.
Next, right?
Like, you know what I mean?
In the whip or something like that?
I met Styles. So let me shout out a lot of people, bro. It's a lot of people that helped me with a lot of different things, man. So
exclusives. We love those.
Yeah, I want to make sure I give the proper due diligence. But shout out Al Jones, man. Shout out cuz Al Jones. Give Al some love, because Al doing big things in the city, bro.
He be everywhere in the city with it, for sure.
Al Jones hit me up like, cuzzo, I'm driving Styles P around at his concert in PA. You want to ride? Yeah. What type of question is that? I mean, you know what I mean? I'm thinking in my mind like, yeah, I want to ride. So we drive to Pittsburgh. Al was Styles' driver. Al picks up Styles from the airport. I'm still in my whip because I drove. So, you know, I followed him or whatever. Because we're together. You know what I mean? We go to a few different spots. But the highlight of that weekend, it was a lot of different highlights, bro. Real talk. Styles is so real, and I'm like, bro, this is why he my favorite MC, bro. I swear to you, bro. Because he just who he is who he is, bro. He is who he portrays in his lyrics and then in real life. But what was dope was we took Styles home after the concert. So Styles was actually about to get in a fight with some. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. Styles had to pardon himself. And I quote, he like, I had to pardon myself for the middle of a scrap. You know what I'm saying?
He had to walk away from some bullshit.
He had to walk away, but we had to get up out of there. So we took Styles home. In the midst of us taking Styles home, a lot of different things happened. But one thing that happened was, I'm like, yeah, you know, like Al telling Styles about me, like, yeah, you know, like, cuz behind me, you know what I'm saying, following me, like, y'all got a song together, you know what I mean? Like, you know. So I asked Styles if he heard the song. Styles like, nah, I ain't heard the song, you know what I'm saying? So I played it, right?
Yeah, that's fire.
Stupid fire. And I quote, what he told me, and truly, I'm on the verge of like, man, forget this music, bruh. Truly, you know what I'm saying? And everything happened like there's no ironics, like we just said.
We just said everything happens for a reason.
Styles said, dope bars. I'm like, Dang, my favorite MC just told me in person, though.
I like that.
Wow, bruh.
Right.
And then I was like, Styles, man, you was just strictly on business, bro. I sent you that bread 5 hours later. You sent me your verse, bro. And it was nice.
Right.
I ain't telling you it was nice.
Right,
it was though,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
and he
like
shouted me out, which he didn't have to do.
Verse,
that wasn't prearranged. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pay for that. Like he genuinely did that. And he genuinely let me get a video when we was in a whip. You know what I'm saying? Like it was me, Al. Yeah, bro. Me, Al. Styles ain't had no security, bro. He had like a skinny.
That's how I know what's good. That's how I know about.
Yeah, bro.
Is that video?
Okay. Yeah, it's on my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, very humbling experience. It's so much more. It's so much more that happened. Like, bro, I gotta tell this because it's funny. They was trying to get Styles to perform in an after party, bro, and they didn't even tell him about it. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't pay him another for it.
They was gonna pay him, but I forgot what the ticket was.
Right.
It wasn't.
It wasn't gonna be what it probably should have been.
But he'd have done it though if they had told him up front. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So here's what happened, bro. Like. Styles, Al, and his dude in the car sitting outside before they go in the hotel. The people who set up the concert actually pull up and literally just tell on themselves. And when I say they tell on themselves,
expose their whole hand.
As far as the after party, Al got his window down. Dude talking to Al through the window. Styles and them in the back with the window cracked. We like, bro, they don't know Styles. Like Styles right here in the back, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Styles was like, man, janky promoters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because they be out here trying to get a couple of dollars for real. Yeah.
So that was funny. I'm like, bro, how dumb could they be? I don't like to call people dumb.
Well, I get what
you know what I mean? But Styles in the back, bro. Yeah, bro. You just exposed your whole hand. Styles right here, but he ain't no dummy. Yeah. So he really giving us game and giving me game. Like
I'm learning something too,
bro. That was crazy, yo. So yeah, man. Sure, it was a dope experience, really. Bro. I got to meet my favorite MC.
Jadakiss has the same energy.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. I believe that. Them boys real.
They ain't far removed and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You hear the stories, you hear that same type of shit when you talk about Jadakiss too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, back to the educational side, man. What are some of the challenges of being an educator?
Man, if y'all only knew, bro. Yeah, I be reading stuff on Facebook, people saying this, people saying that. Like, it's very challenging. It's challenging as an educator. It's challenging as an administrator. Like, you can't please everybody. So now that I'm more in the leadership role, like I didn't transition from teacher to principal. Like,
it's hard to have that same connection, right?
I won't say it's hard to have the same connection, but you got to understand, you're not going to make everybody happy. Everybody's not going to understand the different layers and variables as to the decision making.
Right.
Sometimes people only look at stuff in a narrow view, but as a leader, you got to look at multiple perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not just the kids no more either.
Hell yeah.
It's a little bit of everybody. I think it's a mindset shift for students in certain ways, teachers in certain ways, and even families in certain ways. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are just set in their ways with a lot of different things. But I seen somebody had said, like, it would be interesting if people had to sub or whatever a day.
Yeah, no,
like
I agree.
You got to see, you like,
see how your baby act when you
you really don't know.
Yeah. Kids is different.
Oh yeah, you really don't know. But you gotta sub as like I gotta come and sub as you. You gotta come sub as me. Because if you come in there sub as yourself, of course your kid gonna be the best kid they can that day. You know what I'm saying? But every other fucking day, that little nigga, wow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely agree with that, man.
What
for real,
subject did you teach when you was just teaching?
I was a special ed teacher, and how they did it, like when I worked at Bookto, is what they do is called co-teaching. So it's like if Dro is the math teacher, he's what they call the general ed teacher. And then if I'm the special ed teacher, I'm the intervention specialist. And so I basically provide support to the students that have disabilities and might not be on grade level and just students who might have behavioral. Really anything. For me, you ain't have to have a disability for me to help you. You might have been a person with chronic absences, and so when you came in, I tried to catch you up and wheel you in. You know what I mean? But that's me. All intervention specialists don't do that.
And that's
but
not in the requirement technically.
It is not. But also, like, in the co-teaching setting, like, it's challenging. You know what I mean? It's challenging if you essentially don't communicate. It's challenging if the general ed teacher don't trust you as far as instruction or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you might see some shit that he might not catch or she might not understand, but because you spend a little bit more time, you might catch some shit, and they don't really want to hear that, or so on and so forth, or vice versa. You know
I was just about to throw in the vice versa because I'm the type of person, I don't think I know it all, you know what I mean? But like, I do got a connection with the kids, you know what I mean? And maybe on a different level than the co-teacher. I do, I did live in the neighborhood in which I taught in, you know what I'm saying, for several years. So I'm right around the corner. Like, I go outside, what's up, Smith?
Right.
Like, you feel me?
Kids,
like that's a whole different other type of ball game and relationship in a good way when you when you have that ability, you know?
I think we need more community-based shit when it comes to that, and including policing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That way they understand the kids better. It makes a difference when you live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, man, because like you can come outside and be like, "Hey, bro, chill out," like, you know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got that at the crib. He might be like, "All right, Mr. Smith, he ain't gonna do it around your crib." That don't mean he ain't gonna jump the fence.
For sure, man.
He ain't gonna jump the fence and do that same shit on the next block. But like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, a little bit of intervention, it's a little bit of intervention, like,
for sure,
most definitely. Hell yeah, man. So when it comes down to teaching, like, okay, so teaching versus music, like, you know what I'm saying? I know there's different types of rewards, right, when it comes to both. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what would be like to you your most reward without, like, you know what I'm saying, disclosing anything, like your most rewarding, like when it comes to teaching and both music?
Well, you know what? I've tried to combine everything, and so something that stick out in my head is like, I don't know if y'all know the video I shot at Bookto, the I Don't Care video.
Yeah.
Bruh, it was a student who messaged me like 5 years after that. I don't know. It was a while after that. It wasn't 2 or 3, right?
Right.
They was like, Mr. Smith, and I can't recall who it was, but I remember the gist of the message. They was like, I see what you mean where you say, get your work, get your education as Burger King over his hard lay. Get your education as Burger King over his hard lay. Because he like, you're going to be limiting your job opportunities if you don't have education.
Right.
However, I would like to say, like, thinking now, yes, education is powerful, but I would like to say there's options. We are programmed to think college means success.
Yeah,
that's not true. You know what I mean? We are in a time where you can monetize your talents. You still got to be able to write. You still have to communicate with people. You still gonna have to have certain soft skills.
Savvy about what you do. Yeah.
But the lane's open now where college ain't necessarily the way, and it doesn't equal success. But we are brainwashed to like think, oh, my mom, I gotta go here because my mom, like, no, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was a very rewarding experience as far as teaching and music. As far as teaching, I would say just seeing people after they graduate, like the dude in the I Don't Care video, Big Rich, shout out to Big Rich. Big Rich started off bad. I really want to do something with him. Shout out Big Rich, man. And I'm shouting him out again because, man, you made that video dope. And I didn't even plan for you to do what you did. Because truly, the people who were supposed to be in the video, the students, I had got they media waivers and all of that. They ain't even show up.
Oh, yeah, right.
It was some random kids in Bookto. I'm like, hey, y'all trying to be in this video? They like, all right.
Cool.
Right? Even though they had media waiver forms in the office, right? I had to grab who I could. Big Rich essentially played the leading role.
Right.
I'm proud of Big Rich because although he started his high school career slow, which I've seen a lot of students do, and then it negatively impact them because they got to dig out this hole. Because whatever you ain't do, you still gonna have to do it.
Catch up to,
right?
Yeah.
Man, Big Rich doing well. I believe he just told me he built a house. You know, he's working. He ended up getting his high school degree. He ended up graduating on time. I believe it was in the summertime. So when students give me those type of stories, like I was just reading a paper over there that got the article with Dro, but it was talking about report card scores. As educators, we get so caught up into the standardized test and
all the things.
And I'm not saying that's not important, but also it's real life still going on too. So, you know, hearing those real life wins as far as teaching from students after they done graduated and matured and been through life and had them experiences where they like, man, you was a real dude. Or, you know what, I ain't really like you, but now I see what you was on. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a trophy.
Right, yeah, real.
That's what's rewarding, bro, for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. So has any of those guys that like at one point in time you taught been outside like at the show? You know what I'm saying?
Have I ever seen like some of my students at the show at one of my shows?
Yeah, coming to perform or performing.
Oh, you mean like after they have graduated?
Yeah, after like.
Yeah, at some point. I can't really think of too many. I seen a bowler one time who I coached at one of my shows. Yeah, one time.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it definitely has happened. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
But nothing sticks out in my mind where I can recall like where I seen a student. But
It's like, hey, yeah, I used to see her.
But the love that I get though, like from spitting, like of course every adult not gonna like my music, so every student not gonna like it neither. But
right.
when I get love like randomly from somebody, like one student was like, "Yeah, Mr. Smith, I seen on your IG, like, man, I like your music." I'm like, "Dang, it was so random," but like truly, no ironics, I really needed that. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Like on this,
whatever the day was,
you know what I'm saying? You showed love, and I didn't know you listened to my music. Like I appreciate it. Like thanks for listening. You know what I'm saying? So those are the wins that I appreciate.
Okay, now recently we had my guy Rob Bruce come through. Shout out Rob Bruce. We shot the House of the Rock here. You know, I did my thing. But I also seen your House of the Rock as well, man. What was your experience doing House of the Rock like, and how you feel about your video?
Man, that experience was dope, bro. I did the last one, Hold It, with one of my students who I was just texting, one of my former students who graduated.
You've been there multiple times.
Yeah, DeMarco Cannon is his name, man. He was dope on the drums. Everybody loved him in high school. You know what I mean? He really gave Bookto like a HBCU feel with how cold he was with the drums, truly. And everybody rocked with him, you know what I mean? It's like a transfer of energy. But what was dope about that is that he and I got to break bread after the House of the Rock performance and just rap as far as real life, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we even had some commonalities, an experience he had been through and an experience I had been through in the past. I'm like,
I can tell you this,
it was I don't want to go too much in detail because you know what I mean. But
similarities.
Yes, I let him know like, yeah, life is real. That's something that I've been through. Keep living, keep pushing. You know what I mean. I support you. You know what I'm saying. So yeah. But that was dope. What was dope about it too is we always spoke that we would work together, DeMarco and I, but I never knew as to what that would look like. Right. So the song Hold It is for real. I wrote it a while ago, but I kept revamping it. Like I had my dude add some live drums who Grammy nominated. Shout out Rocky Bird. You know what I'm saying? Out of St. Louis. He added some live drums to the joint. So I'm like, I sent it to DeMarco like, hey, bro, can you play this? He like, yeah, sure. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this House of the Rock joint. He like, all right, bet. Just speaking something into existence years before and then it manifesting, that was powerful, man. And then I did another one.
Oh yeah, man. Then like that's honestly like a one-off, right? There's not another House of the Rock where there's somebody sitting around playing drums and doing their things while you perform. So
yeah, that's the only one I've seen that was like that. Sure.
And that was intentional. Right. Some people might have rocked with it, some people didn't, but you know what I'm saying? I truly don't care. Like, it's dope to me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And if I think it's dope, that's why I put it out.
Yeah.
I don't put out nothing that I don't think corny. I'm like Jada for real. I was thinking about my catalog like, I don't got no whack verse, bro.
Like all my verses,
I don't got no whack verse. What, like, play a song I'm on and tell me the verse whack, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't curse. Real talk. Like, I don't got no whack verses.
That's another thing I noticed is you don't curse in your rhymes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. So what's next for you, man? You know what I'm saying? Like what you got coming out now and what you doing in the future?
Man, I'm waiting on some artwork, man. I ain't gonna throw my dude under the bus, man. I ain't gonna throw my dude under the bus, but I'm waiting on some artwork, folks.
I'm here.
Yeah, right here, Imani, she is
even down the fingers. She still
she drew our logo, man, in a matter of minutes.
No problem. I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you good.
Oh yeah, I need you because I got 2 singles that need to be out. One is called Hold It, which I believe I'm gonna perform tonight. I don't know. I got to get a feel for the crowd and so forth.
Yeah, my guy is at B-side tonight in Cleveland for those who.
Oh yeah, who don't know? Yeah, make sure you pull up.
I manifest visions. I bring your dreams to reality.
I need you.
IB Graphics. Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a shameless plug, you know what I'm saying? Hey, no, but so check it. You okay, so you talking about tonight, you know what I'm saying? You pulling up and shit, man. How do you gauge the set that you gonna play? Because like most people, I'm sure, like especially nowadays, they come with a preset already, what I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? But how do you gauge, like, okay, when I come in here, these are the songs that I wanna play?
For sure. Let me go back to the last one though, respectfully, right? So I got 2 singles I'm trying to release. One's called Hold It, produced by Rudy Ray. There's some live drum added by Rocky Bird, 2-time Grammy nominated. What's that ironic that the dude used to cut my hair in college, 2-time Grammy nominated after we graduate, bro, and then we connect like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And then I got another single called Family featuring Drangus out of St. Louis. Shout out Drangus. And Rocky Bird also added some live guitar to that. That's produced by Joe Mill. So shout out all of them.
Shout out my brother Joe Mill, man. Where the fuck is you at, bruh?
Hey, yeah, where you at, Joe Mill, bruh? Real talk. Yeah.
Playing.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't never find him. So I got those 2 things.
Project with the milk carton and shit. Where's Joe Mill?
Where is
Be
the
all
fucking
Joe
Joe
Mill
Mill?
beats though.
Bruh, you ain't lying, bruh. And then honestly, man, I'm working on this joint. I'm working on this song that I believe is going to coincide with my doctoral research. Right. Okay. So I got this song called Limited Literacy. That's what I think. Ain't nothing set in stone. Like I just finished, I added 8 bars to it. Me and Geronimo Black, shout out G Black, you know what I'm saying? He composed the hook for me. It's just still in the works, but I'm excited because the song coincides with what I intend on writing my dissertation on, you know what I'm saying, which is the lack of representation in children's literature among African Americans.
Rap your dissertation?
Am I gonna rap that song? No, it's I could. I mean, I might. I don't know. Let me think about it.
You gotta get the slow clap going. You know what I'm saying? Like after you do the whole dissertation, then bam, come in with the. You know what I'm saying? They start clapping, and you gotta do it.
For sure.
I see you bring a lot of your former students into your rap, but have you brought rap into the school? Like, do you A, B, C, D?
Hey, shit.
I would hope you're not spitting that though.
No, I don't do no nurseries, folks. No nurseries. But yeah, I like if I'm like students hit me with the hey spit once they know you rap, right? Or hey spit something for us, and I'll be like, man, I don't even feel like it though, bro. Like it's a feeling. Like if I'm feeling it, I deliver.
That's what I say, bro. Like Bron ain't walking around all day with a goddamn basketball in his hand, man. And he's the greatest basketball player to ever do it, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. He got the ring shit, but he ain't got to walk around with a ball dribbling all day to show you that he's the fucking GOAT.
Until it's time to show it.
Until it's time to show it, bro.
Yeah.
Basketball for 40 years, man.
Exactly.
Come on.
Everybody.
Damn, bro. Why you had to say it like
dribble
that?
a rock for me, nigga.
I felt a little older when you said he been playing basketball for 40 years. Like something tweaked in my.
He been playing half of that.
Something tweaked in my side and shit. I'm like what that is? Yeah, goddamn. Nah, but LeBron gonna be around for at least another. I don't know. Yeah,
2 to 3. I say 3.
Like 8, but 10.
I say the next 20 because he got 2 little youngins that's about to come into the league.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Shout out Bryce.
He want to shout
And
out
Bronny.
in the bench and play with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He need to go ahead and retire and come be mayor.
No, go ahead and do that, Brian. Go ahead and make history, man. You took care of your body, man. Go ahead and do that. Make history on that note. Respect.
Hey, I'm with that. He need to be governor of Ohio because we can do that. We can handle the local shit if he's governor. I feel like I don't know because you know how that works, man. You know how politics is. So, but yeah, I think we could handle that if he was governor. So I would hope.
So as far as being an educator, I know we bouncing around a little bit.
No, it's not good.
As far as being an educator, what's next for you on that level? Do you see yourself potentially, advancing, moving up, and maybe possibly becoming a professor or anything? Because you're educated.
Nas got classes in college.
Yeah,
Professor, dean.
Man, I'm really not sure, bro. To be honest, so like even when I went back to school to get my principal's license, like I didn't have aspirations of being a principal, and I know that might sound crazy, but like how it works typically in a lot of schools, I can only speak for where I was at the time, like in Akron. Like I wanted the little pay bump. So I'm like, why not go back to school, do this little program? It don't cost a lot. Get the principal's license, have that as an option.
Right.
Get a few more dollars, you know what I mean, on the pay scale, right? So I didn't even take so I finished the license in like 18 for to be a principal. I didn't take the test until 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say like right now I'm working on my doctorate and then the superintendent license. So, I could be the superintendent of the school, once I get that license and so forth. I could be a college professor. It's a lot of things I could do. I truly don't know what that's going to look like right now. Like, I don't even want to, you know what I mean? So,
how was the politics of education?
Yeah, man, we have to start another podcast.
You ain't lying. You are not lying.
But for those who don't know, as a black teacher in this inner city school system at one point in time, how is it? You know what I'm saying? In a brief synopsis of, you know what I'm saying?
How is it for you as a black man right now in America?
Yeah, ain't no different.
Rough.
Yeah.
There you go, bro.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, some places it might be worse, some places it might be better, but you always gonna deal with those politics, man. Right. So, I mean, it just is what it is. You just figure out how to navigate through them. You know what I mean? But politics ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? I know that might be a vague answer.
No,
you know,
it's not.
But
it's more than enough answer if you
real.
ask me. You know what I'm saying? You know what you can do? Wake up in the morning and keep your job for being politically correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
Like, I don't think people, like, I wish people could just see what being a principal or even a teacher consists of, like, especially a principal, because it's a lot. And a lot of people wouldn't make it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have patience. Yeah. You know how kids can be these days. Like, and I know that's not so much politics, but it's just so many layers as far as being a principal. Like, you won't really get it until you're in it. You know what I mean?
So before we get to the whole, like, wrapping up the joint, man, tell us about your thoughts on the phones and no phones.
Yes.
Oh man.
We ain't gotta go deep. We ain't even gotta
No. I'm just thinking just as a principal. So, like, as a principal, like, this year phones haven't, I'll take that back. Well, I won't take anything back because I haven't made a claim yet. I feel like where I'm at now, it's not so much phones being a distraction instructionally. Right. It's phones being a distraction as far as coexisting with other students to where they posting this and we don't know if the account real and you know what I'm saying, and we have to investigate a lot of things, and so like stuff like that is time consuming, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's crazy, like, because as a parent looking on the outside in, like, you know what I'm saying, that's probably something I probably wouldn't even thought about. Like, there is kids who can create these fake accounts. They may have done something, or, you know what I'm saying, something may have happened outside of school, but now they can post pictures and videos and then be like, yo, check this out. It's on this fake account. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, girls and guys got to defend, like, dick pics that would have never existed. No, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? That would have never existed in our time, right? You know what I'm saying?
All of that stuff is real. I mean, I know you laughing, but, like, it's so real as far as things of that nature. Right. Like, and then and then of course we have to investigate, but I feel like, you know, a lot of times people have unreal expectations as far as certain things, as far as stuff that happens outside of school. And yes, we want students to use technology appropriately, but it's like, we all got to be in this together. But yes, technology is very problematic on a lot of levels. Instructionally, coexisting with one another, using it appropriately, you know what I mean? Not talking about other people. Like, it's always a lot, man.
Is that
you know?
technology or is that social media?
Well, I'm saying a lot of this.
Both. It's both. It's technology and it's social media specifically as to where a lot of the conflict starts to come from. Yeah. You know, you know, I can't even talk about specific instances because of FERPA, because of FERPA law. Right, but yes, like I got, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act for anybody that, you know what I mean, that's really all, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's until, like, you get to a point where there's school and shit like that. And there's other things going on. Like, they have social structures. Still exist. I agree. I'm saying, don't get me wrong. When it boiled down to it, like, it all boiled down to, like, it starts at home, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I rewarded my children because they did good in school. They fucking, you know what I'm saying, rocked it. They don't have no problems with me fucking up. So I buy them phones that allows them cameras and shit like that where they, you know what I'm saying? Because if they was fuck ups, then they would have minute phones and, like, shitty service. You know what I'm saying? Like if they needed a phone. But if they didn't fucking need a phone, they would just be walking to school without one. They'd just be a kid without a phone.
Like, my thing is, man, we went to school, we didn't have phones, and we were perfectly fine.
Yeah, and that, but like, you know what I'm saying, in like playing devil's advocate. Okay, look, check this out. I am pro, like, and this may come off kind of sexist or whatever, but no, I'm saying I am pro not letting women, kids, ladies, you know what I'm saying, have phones until they are aware that the internet is forever. Because, like, we fuck up as guys. We're just fucking stupid. And, like, we should probably have that same like lying, but y'all might post a picture of yourselves naked or half dressed that will live with you forever. You know what I'm saying? 20, 30, 40 years, some weirdo that's like, yo, she was this in high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like our reputations and like sometimes our egos will like cancel some of that shit out as guys. Where like you may have had some suspect dick pic as like in your 9th grade year, but like now, like you grown and like you like this ain't the same dick. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like, I feel like until you know that your child is somewhat responsible enough with the camera that you probably shouldn't give them nothing in 4K or nothing that's gonna last forever. But like that again, it all starts at home, right? You know what I'm saying? That don't still mean that this little motherfucker ain't gonna find a means or a way to get a phone or a camera. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
do it in jail.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, yeah.
And that happens. I've had parents say, "Oh, whose phone he got? I took his phone. He got a phone. She got a phone.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not for real. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
My son, he was on punishment for having his phone.
Right.
His friend gave him
a phone. A burner.
like
I'm telling you.
Phone, like an iPhone at that.
I know.
Like,
because I remember being a kid. I remember being a kid. Now, like, okay, so like we didn't have all of the shit, but like that didn't stop people from coming up and like in groves of fucking people to like fight one person if it was some shit that happened the day before. It just happened a little longer. Yeah. It took a little longer. That didn't mean that the mom wasn't about to pull up to school and whoop on somebody's ass. She just didn't find out until after school. So now the next day she's pissed because she got to take a day off. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, I got to come up here and be off. Yeah, okay. When I come this bitch, I'm flipping tables. It don't even matter what the question is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, no, I mean, like, it just, you know, we advanced. Now a little kid can be like, Mom, they tripping. And you know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, don't worry, I'm coming up here and killing niggas about my kid. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or they could call their friend and be like, hey, man, you know, such and such here today. And you know what I'm saying? So I understand both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? In the world that we live where there's instant information, maybe we should have some restrictions in places where people don't know how to control themselves.
Media blackouts
you know what I'm saying?
on all campuses.
Yeah, I'm not knocking either case. Because again, like my kids all get really good fucking grades and they don't be fucking up in class. So like I rewarded them with phones better than my fucking phone. For that reason, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like as a teacher, bro, I used to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look and see, I'd evaluate the student. Yeah. Like, all right, say Dro got his phone out. Like, I know he got like a 33% per se, right?
Right. It's like, well, bro,
I'm like, bro, like I won't put it out there for him. Bro, I mean, for the whole class, but I might be like, hey, bro, you know your grade ain't the best in here. Like, why you on your phone? And you ain't even really been here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Kia, right? She might be on her phone, but got a 93, but she engaged. It don't disrupt her. Like, she could actually multitask. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that'll create problems as a teacher too if you're not consistent with the phone. So I mean,
favoritism.
Yes. So it's just variables on variables, you know. But I do agree with you. It start at home.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's like, well, yeah, bro, you ain't passed the test. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have a phone.
Right.
Like, bro, the phone, I'm saying, save it till lunch. Here's my question. Not my question. Here's my my issue with the situation. I'll leave it alone after that. Like, bro, how do you have all the information in your motherfucking hand and still be failing? Because you're doing the wrong shit with your phone. Exactly. So if you in classroom and you got your phone out and like these teachers are letting you, I'm just saying it ain't everywhere, but like, you know what I'm saying? They letting you pull your phone out and like, hey, you got 5 minutes before the fucking class, before test time. You can get online, you can study, you can do whatever you need to do to get the information that you feel like you need to get where you at. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you fail with all the information. Like, hey Google, hey Siri, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and you still fucking fail.
The phone is a distraction.
Or it's the motherfucking, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a plethora of things.
It's on the person who's handling it.
No, there's a plethora.
Allowing it to be.
There's a plethora of things that happen in that case. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you're probably doing something you shouldn't be, or you being really distracted on your phone. But like, if you didn't have the wherewithal in your mind to be like, okay, I don't know what the fuck happened in 1914, then I probably need to fucking get online and do this. Like, I got 5 minutes, bro. I can cram what I can real fast. At least I get a
date, name, all that shit in front of you in the book.
And niggas is still
you can just say it in your phone.
And that's a problem too, though, because
so you don't have to
that's
read
the
the
issue
whole
too.
shit.
Exactly. You don't.
And they still don't fucking do it.
You don't have to read. Having a phone in your hand, having a phone in your hand where you could just say, "Hey, could you look up stuff for me?" That's taken away from the kid actually learning the shit. They just looking at it, copying and pasting it, nigga, and that's it.
Retaining it in
exactly.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And you know that's another thing. And
there ain't a lot of actual paperwork in school.
One more thing before.
Well, no, I'm saying because like my argument. So my argument would be like, you know what I'm saying. Some days when I'm like doing shit and I'm like locked in or whatever, like I can listen to an audible book. You know what I'm saying, versus reading it and still retain some of the same shit that I normally probably would have had I read the book. But that's just because I've put myself in that, you know what I'm saying, space now where like, okay, I'm focusing on this book mentally, but like I'm designing a fucking flyer. Something real simple, like, you know what I'm saying.
How much are you retaining when you're doing it?
What are you really learning?
No, because like I can, because like some of my favorite Tahashi Coates, it's a book called The Water Dancer. You know what I'm saying? I recommend niggas read and shit like that. It's like it's about slavery days pretty much, but like people use water jars that they would put on their head and they would dance and it would take them to different portals and shit and like get them away from fucking slavery and shit. It's a dope ass book for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like that's a book that I'm telling you right now that I've never fucking read. I just listened to it on Audible. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But how many of these young niggas with iPhones is listening to audiobooks?
None. Well, I ain't gonna say none. It's a small,
but the majority isn't. You know what I mean? They're not using their phones.
I'm saying like, so for every example that we can give that technology is fucking destroying these little niggas, we can probably find something. Yeah.
But my only thing is, if you go into the work world, when your fucking supervisor tells you no phones on the floor, what you gonna do?
You put them bitches up, or you lose your job.
It's preparing you for that.
Bluetooth
School is preparing you for that.
Put your headphone on.
Focus on your schoolwork. Keep your phone out the way. If you can't listen to that simple instruction, how the fuck are you going to survive in the real world?
You're right. I mean, it's like anything. We got a choice, right? So technology could be used for good. It could be used for bad, you know. Right. And so a lot of times our students, though, like, I just feel like they program to what the world, you know what I mean, does. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go ahead and go to class. You ain't got to do your little TikTok and get your little, like, that's not really important right now. Like, I get it, but, you know.
Still here when you get out.
Exactly. And when you are consumed with that, like, on a day in, day out basis, then, like, then there needs to be some type of intervention. Like, you know, if you a student who got discipline and control, perfect. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But balance is key and everything. And a lot of people don't have that.
The teachers need to have, they don't have to have that responsibility. The burden shouldn't be on them to decide that your child can't do TikToks and learn at the same time.
It's hard to tell a child not to do a TikTok when the parent is telling the child to get in their TikTok.
They involved in it too.
Yeah, I'm saying. So then it comes back to the beginning of the conversation.
Starts at home.
Starts at your motherfucking crib.
Take care of y'all.
Take care of your motherfucking kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, moving along.
Thank you, Cleveland. Good night. No, I'm just
moving along from the phone conversation, though, before we wrap it up, is there any project that you're working on musically or anything you got going on that you want to speak about?
Man, really, I'm just working on singles, man. Honestly, man, like how I see everybody doing it nowadays, man, they don't appreciate albums. I have several, you know what I'm saying? And so when I put out an album, like, I don't just put it out. I could have put out an album with some of the stuff I have now. I was thinking about coming out with something called Sample Sounds, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Just because I simply feel like albums are special. Like, I'm not just going to come out with an album just to come out with it. Like, all my albums truly have been thematic. They've been conceptual. Like, they're not just randomly put together. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did the support EP. First person to ever do album on child support. In my opinion, I did that eloquently. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
I did an album called More Love. You know what I'm saying? Like the Black Moors, MOORLOVE. You know what I'm saying? Focused around Noble Drew Ali's 5 principles, which is love, truth, peace, justice, and freedom. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, my brother. I did.
Shirt. Remember the shirt? We did the shirt.
Oh, we sure did. And he did the album cover.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And then I did like classic cuts, which was all like sample joints produced by Cons. You know what I mean? So like I'm not just gonna rush an album. I do have some dope singles. I told y'all about Hold It and Family. I got the limited literature joint. I think I do have a single to show honor and homage to Soulja Slim. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I just got some singles that I'm gonna release. Album wise, I would like to drop an album or start working on something, but like it gotta be conceptual. It's gotta be dope. I can't just do it just to say I'm coming out with an album. Like it's gotta have some significance to it. So just singles for right now. So. Just singles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I need you to get November, man. Have November come up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's funny.
Icons, bro.
November Williams.
November. Shout out to November Williams. Shout out to Allende. Shout out to Nakaso. All of those dope artists are on my most recent project, More Love. Yeah, November's dope. Shout out to Cons for hooking me up and putting me on with her. We make some really dope music. I think we have 3 joints, 3 songs, 2 or 3. Truly, both of them are hits. But speaking of saying November, here's what I envision, and I'm gonna throw it out there because I understand, you know, things manifest like how I talked about with my student. But I really want to perform More Love live, right, with a live band. But I want all the feature artists though. And I know Allende live in Atlanta, to my knowledge. Nove, I think, moved to Columbus. You know what I mean? Nakaso's still around. I want not only for me to perform, but I want them to perform over a live band. That's how I envision it. You know what I mean? But I just want to perform some of my music, specifically More Love, maybe some joints off the Support album, live with a live band. You know what I'm saying?
Now is the time for me to introduce the Tiny Corner Concert.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So what we call the Tiny Corner Concert is this little stage over here, man. You know what I'm saying? We dim the lights down. We move all of this shit out the way. It's like 20 or so chairs where it's real intimate. We have food and we have drinks. And you know what I'm saying? With the black lights and everything and the stage set, we let people come and perform and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a real intimate thing. You know what I'm saying? It's our version of the Tiny Corner Concert. The
tiny desk concert.
Tiny desk concert.
We gonna have to talk about that, bro. Because that's what I envision how the album looking like, the Tiny Desk, like Mad Lib and Freddie Gibbs, bro, how they did theirs.
Show you how the vibe look, and you know what I'm saying? We'll talk about how we can make it happen. Dro, you know what I'm saying? His album is about to drop soon, so you know what I'm saying? He'll be probably the next person to do the concert here.
Higher Learning 2 on the way, y'all.
When you dropping that?
Around the corner, man. I'm trying to drop it on Cinco de Mayo, actually.
Okay.
So it's on the way.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Hell yeah, man. So if somebody want to book you, they want to get you, you know what I'm saying, on any fucking thing, man, how do they tap in?
They can tap in on IG, Kimani, Kimani 330, you know, the area code. And I also have a Mr. Smith, also Instagram, Mr. Smith _ principal, Mr. Smith, _ the principal. Then I'm on Facebook with the government, Kimani Smith. I do have an artist fan page. I'm on Twitter, but I don't use it that much. Within IG, though, I do, have a LinkedIn with a lot of my catalog, which is, relatively deep. So, yeah, IG primarily. So.
Okay. And where you at again tonight?
Tonight, man, I'm about to go to B-side and rock out, bro. They was rocking with me last time, and you know.
Man, I've never been there, but I heard the B-side is a vibe, bro.
I opened up for Jadakiss at the Krog Shop, which is upstairs from the B-side.
Really? No, I ain't know that. That's super dope.
Yeah, that shit was lit.
It be like lyricists there, I noticed. I've seen Rhapsody at the Grog Shop. I've seen Little Brother at the Grog Shop. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Big Crit at the Grog Shop. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know they changed it. So so below is B-side and up is the Grog. See, I ain't know that. Okay. Dope. Yeah, I'm about to rock out at the Grog, at B-side though. I intend on doing Hold It simply because Biggie's birthday is in 2 days. You know what I mean? And I just dropped a Hold It video. You know what I'm saying? However though, depending on the vibe I get, I might change. You know what I mean? And I always go in with an idea, but being that they played it live, I really changed my thinking as far as, I know the hook is embedded in the show track, but I ain't doing the show track, so I'm gonna get the crowd involved. You know what I mean? So it's just a different way of thinking to me as a performer with the live band.
Man. We definitely have to come and check one of your shows out up there, man. Hell yeah, most definitely.
Sure.
Hell yeah, man. So thanks again for coming out, bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Give yourself a round of applause for having me. Y'all been trying to get with me when I was in Dayton. Yeah. I'm like, I'm on it, but shoot, I ain't close no more. So thank y'all, man.
It's all good, man. You know, it's a long time coming, bro. We was a little late too. Probably should have been in the first 10 or something that we had in the city, man.
Yeah,
it's all love, bro. I ain't tripping on that, bro. I don't get off into that, bro. Just the fact that y'all reached out, showing love, man. That's love, man. You know,
we've been sipping, so DC hit the wrong button, but it's all good.
I did. I couldn't hear it, so I know.
For sure. Yeah, man. But like you said, man, thanks again. Without you, it's no us. And we only have one request from all of our guests to come through the doors here at Studio 225, and that, of course, is. That's it.
Yeah, real simple.
Hey, that's exactly what dude. I swear to you, that same thing is what dude told me at B-side, bro. The co-host, I'm not lying. He like, bro, I heard you spitting. I had looked around the corner like, hey, who is that? Like, he like, bro, come back. I'm like, man, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So, and I'll be back again here too. We got to talk about that NPR though, bro.
How you come sign the booth and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll rock out for a couple minutes before you sign, man.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna leave on this note as we always do. And always remember, never forget.
Buffalo Radio, Trenches Radio, your boy DC.
It's your boy Dro.
20 G's.
I'm Monty B.
Hell yeah. And our special motherfucking guest,
Mr. Smith, man. Much love. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to anybody that has supported me throughout this journey. Like, the messages I get, especially when I'm like, man, I'm cool, because I've had that thought many of times.
Right.
Like, I get the love to support, like, nah, bro, you're not done. You're going to keep going. All right, so thank you.
It's done, man. It's your calling, bro.
Salute the kid for sitting in through this interview,
Hell yeah, man. Thanks again, both of y'all for coming out,
man.
Thank
you, Kia. Shout out, Kia.
Fly ass jacket.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, thanks again, bro.
Appreciate y'all, man, for sure.